Rock Paper Podcast.
This is beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats is a shame, covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guests that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot, could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out via Zoom with Lydia's Castle.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
This is cool. I'm glad to be here hanging out and getting to talk some brand new music. I think this is really like, I've known of you guys for a while, but this is the first, like, we really kind of, I think, in depth get to talk and stuff. So, which is exciting. I've seen you at various shows around town, and I've known Tanya for many years. Yeah. So but this is cool. I'm glad to be here, getting to know a little bit more about Lydia's Castle. So I guess before we get going too far, do you all want to properly introduce yourselves for everyone listening?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Tanya. I'm the vocalist in Lydia's Castle.
My name's Cody. I'm a guitar.
Corey, bass player.
John, drummer.
Yeah.
and you guys are currently in Nashville. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Nashville,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, that's what's cool. I think it's fun to do these different Zoom ones over to link up with people across the country and stuff. And but you guys have roots to St. Louis, obviously. Spent quite a bit of time here, but now in Nashville, trying to do the thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So Cody, he's from St. Louis, the St. Louis area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like how we met and got into the whole music scene. And, that's kind of like how you and I met as well. Mm-hmm. And then we just, we ended up being in Nashville, and that's just kind of how this whole thing came about.
Yeah. So I guess you two have known each other, and the rest of the guys joined on pretty recently. But I guess where do you consider the beginning of Lydia's Castle? What was really the original start? You guys been a couple of years now, or a couple of months? Or what do you?
Yeah. So the story goes is that we've Tanya and I, we've known each other for over a decade at this point. We've been together for about 9 years, or over 9 years, excuse me. But Lydia's Castle, we didn't start actually writing music together probably until early 2020, around the time that the pandemic hit. And we started writing songs together, figured that we should probably start something, because now is better than ever at this point.
Right.
Everything is basically getting a restart. So we thought that we should too. And we started this band and found John, and then later found Corey. And we've just been playing shows and writing music, and we just recorded and released an EP as well. So all within the first year. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything I've heard so far sounds great. You guys been leaking out some of those songs, and I figured we'll talk about some of these. But so I guess, did it just start with an acoustic guitar and start writing some of these demos out, or did you guys?
Yeah, the majority of everything that we wrote early on, at the very least, started on acoustic guitar. I've always heard that that's just the best way to write songs. You're limited to a box with strings on it. You know what I mean? You kind of have to make something out of it. And if the song sucks acoustically, then it's probably going to suck with electric instruments as well. So that's kind of the ultimate the ultimate tester of songs. You know, it doesn't sound good with just an acoustic guitar and a voice. And if it does, then you have a song.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think like that's some of my favorite stuff. Like, I mean, I like hearing the early demo versions of stuff or B-sides and, you know, some of those things like that, hearing like where it started compared to what becomes what we know of the song on the recording ultimately. But so I like all that stuff. I like doing I here in St. Louis for like 3 years. I hosted a singer-songwriter showcase, kind of like modeled after what a lot of Nashville is kind of known for, the like four writers sitting on stools and playing their songs. And but that's some of my favorite stuff, just like the bare bones of a song and getting the stories really to shine on those and behind the lyrics and stuff. So,
yeah, I mean, people have been doing that for years and decades. I mean, it works. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not continue to do it? You know, I mean, that's the basis of any song is a chord structure and a melody. And that's what you have. I mean, that's a song. So, honestly, it's a foolproof formula. You can't really get much better than that.
Yeah. So you all reached out to Jack at Sick Tones, right? To record whenever the time came up.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's great. You know, our friends in Inimical Drive that is also a St. Louis fan as well. We were really looking for somebody to just kind of come in and strike a home run with our music. And just hearing him work with Outrun the Fall, you know, Inimical Drive, and many more other bands. We just really kind of felt like Jack was going to be the one to just kind of like give us the home run we were looking for. And so, we ended up reaching out to him and just kind of setting it up, and it just ended up working out really well. So we're really happy with the recordings and how they turned out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys, I guess let's start at the beginning. The first single you put out there was Phoenix, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's now readily available wherever you're getting your music at. And anything you want to share around Phoenix? Anything come to mind around this song?
Yeah, Phoenix came from that's actually one of the first songs that Tanya and I had worked on. That's one of those songs that started off on an acoustic guitar, and we were sitting on the couch one night and we decided that we were going to actively sit down and try to write a song. And that was one of the songs that came out. It comes from very bare bones chords, a riff here and there, and it's a song, you know.
We were literally sitting on the couch, and I was asking Cody, you know, what kind of ideas do you have? And he couldn't think of anything off the cuff. And so we just started looking back into his phone, and this riff was a recording from 2016. And I was like, why have you never showed me this before? And that's just kind of like how everything started, you know. And then with having John in the band, it just that also helped develop the song even further. Got into the studio with Jack, did some pre-production with him, and it grew even more. But that's kind of like how Phoenix came about. And the lyrics itself is just primarily about rising above hard times, you know. And when it was written during the COVID pandemic and shutdown, you know. So we just thought that the song would be something good to give the world, you know, some good hope in a hard time.
Yeah, for sure.
So perfectly together until daylight fades.
You can find that out there, and be sure to follow along with Lydia's Castle on your Facebook and Instagram for more info. But locally here in St. Louis, and you got a couple other dates in towards the Tennessee area. But here in St. Louis, we have a date on the calendar mentioning Inimical Drive earlier, but you will be joining the stage with them on June 18th at Diamond Music Hall. Again, Inimical Drive, The Wild and Free, and Divide the Empire, and DJ Patrico with the dance party, and hosted by Learn from Keishi. So
that's just a stacked lineup. It's going to be a really great show. One big party. I mean,
and we're excited to play Diamond as well. We've been there a few times, and it's a great stage, a great place, and I'm glad that they've developed that property into the venue that it is. It's like inside of a mall, basically, right? Yeah. So I think it's also what's the it's like a trampoline park next door, right? What is that? Is that was it Coco Joe's or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think it's been a couple different names and things, but some kind of big kid playground over there. Whatever. I think it's Kokomo Joe's maybe.
If we don't show up at the gig, that's because Corey broke his arm at the trampoline park. So.
I will. If you give me one of those things.
But no, we're excited. We're excited to be there. And Inimical, I've known those guys for years. I've played shows with them back in St. Louis in my old band. So, we're excited to be back in there. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. I think actually, the last time I saw you all was at their little listening party they had here in town. So you guys were up in town for the night, and so that was a fun evening getting to sit and listen to some of their brand new songs, and I'm stoked, and everything they're putting out sounds awesome, and I'm really excited to hear the rest of it.
We are too.
The listening party was great. I mean, it was really cool that they would, play a song, then allow the audience to ask questions, play a song, ask questions. And then at the end of it, they perform the songs live, and I thought that was really cool. But, Joel and Nick and all of them, we all go way back. I mean, Cody was in the 45. I was in a band called, well, we're not going to even put that on record, but, it's cool that we've known these guys for a long time. They're family to us, all the way from, them helping us out with Jack to, the other things that they've helped us out with. So actually sharing the stage with them. Have you ever played a show with Inimical Drive?
Yeah, I've said that. Yeah. I've played a lot of shows with them back in the day.
Cool. Yeah. I've never played a show with them. Yeah. So I'm really excited to share the stage with these guys went to our wedding. Yeah. They're like family. So
they're homies. Cool. Homies, good guys. Yeah. Professional guys, been doing it for over 20 years. Well, I guess coming up on 20 years. So they know what they're doing, and we're excited.
Yeah. That's weird to think about. I just kind of had that. I just had them on the show a bit ago, and we kind of talked about some of that, how they've been doing it for a long time, and they're hitting milestones now as some of their greatest success as a band today, and after been doing it this long. And so it's cool to see that their hard work is still continuing to pay off, and they're getting some of those things they've worked for. So
yeah. Inimical's been at it for a long time. Every bit of success that they earn, they've definitely earned in my book. They're one of the bands that has been continuously, working, grinding, hitting the road and doing everything that they can to bring their vision to life. And, especially Joel, Dan, and Nick, those guys have been in it for a long, long time. So, hats off to those guys. We're excited to see where they go. And it goes to show you that no matter how long you stick with something, eventually you're going to strike gold and people are going to recognize who you are. So absolutely. I'm very excited for those guys, and they've got a lot of big things coming.
Yeah. Totally honored to be a part of their show.
Yeah. I like that they always are willing to share their stage and lift others up. And, whether it's passing along contacts like Jack's name, or, giving you guys a stage time to play in front of their crowd. I mean, that's, they're good dudes, and they want to support in any way they can. So
And not to mention, they've been throwing shows like this for years. I mean, this isn't something that they just figured out how to do. They've been doing this for a long, long time. And that's why they have the loyal fan base that they do. That's why they can do those listening parties that we went to. I mean, you have a band like us, you know, you may get people that show up and may not, especially for, you know, everything that they were giving at that listening party. But it just goes to show that you just got to be an honest, real, hardworking band, and you'll gain a following.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, tickets available right now at eventbrite.com. And I believe they are $15. And that's going to be a lot of fun that night. So come on out and join us in the St. Peter's area at Diamond Music Hall on June 18th. And you got 2 other summer shows in Clarksville, is that right?
Clarksville, yep. So the weekend before Inimical, on June 11th in Clarksville, we're going to be playing with Discrepancies, which is another St. Louis hometown band. Those guys have been killing it. So we're pretty excited for that show for sure. And then we have another one July 23rd with a band called Spider Rockets. It's going to be at the same place in Clarksville. It's at a venue called The Warehouse, which is actually shutting down. And we were asked to play their I guess we'll call it the shutdown show. But it's going to be the going away show. It's going to be their last show at the Warehouse. And that venue, how long has that been around, Corey? Corey's from Clarksville, so that's his home. That's his home venue.
I cut my teeth in that bar. It's very sad that they're shutting down with all the history I've had there personally, and so many great national acts and up and coming bands that have, you know, shed blood and sweat there. You know, personally, it's a little bittersweet. Sweet because, you know, it's great that they're honoring us with being able to play their shutdown show. You know, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool atmosphere in there. Nice stage.
Yeah.
Sucks that another venue is having to leave the world.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been happening a lot down here in Nashville. I mean, I know there's been some venues in St. Louis that have come and gone, like the Ready Room and Firebird and all of those places.
Firebird was
venue. I've heard
but yeah, I mean it's happening everywhere. We're losing venues. Hopefully somebody will come up with more venues at some point once the money starts rolling in.
I don't know if you following along, but so Ready Room closed during the pandemic, but they just announced they're moving into the old Atomic Cowboy location and taking that over. So that'll be a new space for them, but they'll operate under the name The Ready Room again. So
that's cool. I mean, I've played that place before.
Atomic Cowboy, because they have like 3 stages there, don't they?
Yeah, I think well, it's like the bootleg stage is like the small indoor room, and then they have the big patio out back. And
my God, it gets hot.
Are they going to join those 2 rooms together? They're going to knock out that wall?
I don't know. I mean, because they still have the restaurant side. I don't know if they're going to leave the restaurant going as is, or what the plan really is. But it was exciting to hear that they're back, doing some shows.
That's good news. I had no idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw Lux post about it 2 or 3 days ago. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, not to mention that neighborhood's pretty cool. You know, like the Grove. This is a place that's been around for a long time. So that's good news. And they were just moving right down the street. So,
right.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it'd be good. I mean, that's an incredible space, and that patio is just a ton of fun. So it stinks that it was sitting vacant as long as it was, but hopefully bring some new life to it and have a good time out there.
Yeah.
So
now somebody just needs to bring the Firebird back.
Yeah, I do believe we're kind of missing that size venue in town. I mean, we have a couple of smaller spaces, but it really is not really especially for a lot of our friends in local bands. It was nice to have a stage that they could develop their own show and bring in you could put 100 people in there and it looked like a nice big crowd and have a good time and on a Friday, Saturday night or something like that. And
it was like a 500 capacity venue or something like that. So, but it was nice. That was really nice place. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, it's but there's just we could have several around town that are kind of more around 1,000, or something like that. And it's kind of hard to fill up sometimes with a local show, just to,
sure.
It is what it is. It's hard to get some people out to, if you don't have those big headliner names, but So anyway, those smaller rooms were always good for us, and I agree. I had a lot of fun, a lot of good shows over at Firebird, and so it kind of stinks that we don't have that stage still. But yeah, maybe.
That's okay.
Maybe,
We still have Pops.
yeah, for sure. Pop's always a classic. Yeah.
Just don't touch the floor with anything but the bottom of your shoes.
Right. But yeah, so let's talk about what I guess was the second single. Was Falling Into Place, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this, and then also I don't think I mentioned, but the video is available. Also, we need to get out there and watch those videos. They're really well done.
Thank you.
But anything come to mind around the Falling Into Place song and video, or recording with Jack, or anything? Any story you want to share around that one?
Sure. Falling Into Place kind of started. Speaking of St. Louis bands, I was watching like years ago when Story of the Year, where they were recording their Wolves album, and Ryan Phillips. He always posts all these wacky things on Instagram, and I love it. I love following him. He's such a good source of inspiration and just happiness, and just a dude that's living moderately and just does what he wants to do. And I've always admired that. But he likes to post guitar riff videos, and there was one riff that had this like really cool little bounce thing. I was like, oh, that kind of sounds cool, and kind of modeling it off of him. But that riff kind of just developed on its own and hung around for a few years. That's another one, just like Phoenix, where that riff has just been around for a bit, and we decided to put it to use in our old practice space in our apartment. John would bring over his electronic drums, and it would just be him, Tanya, and I working out song structures for some of the songs that you hear on the EP. And that one was just kind of one that we wrote in 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a quick one. We just knew, all right, intro, verse, chorus, solo, chorus, breakdown. Let's get out. So it was one of those songs that just kind of came pretty quick.
It fell into place.
Yeah, fell into place.
Hey. Ba-dum-bum.
Don't cast your spell on me. I tore off my wings. I'm now
Yeah.
Who-
The music video though, originally we were going to shoot it in someone's like backyard, and then we were just kind of like, Cody and I were sitting on the couch and I was just looking at like places that you can rent out to shoot videos, and we came across this prison set, and I want to say like we wrote the whole treatment for it in like a week, rounded all these people up, and what should have been like a 10-hour shoot, we did it in like 6 hours. So originally it was supposed to be like a backyard thing, but then we were like, hey, let's do this like prison idea because that's cool and it kind of goes better with the song. But I remember looking at Cody on the couch thinking, you're going to really hate me for switching this up, but I have a really cool idea.
Yeah, it was a very last minute thing, but it came together really well. Austin Delamano, he writes, he records all of our music videos, and he has a company called Lighthouse Studio. He's actually from Collinsville, which is kind of a small world. But we met him down here in Nashville, and we just so happened to be from the same area. So it kind of felt natural, you know, to work together, and he's done an amazing job.
Very cool. Yeah. That's it's fun to, I think, like, I've got to do just a little bit of that. Buddy, Gabe Stroop has asked me to be like a character in one of his videos for Skyburnt White, and like, so I got to do a little bit of that, like kind of being a character in the video and stuff. Like, but I imagine something like that, like getting to, whether even just being in the prison cell and stuff, kind of getting to play a role in a sense, is probably a good time to get to do something a little different.
Yeah. No, it was cool because we were just, we're just on this really great, like, I guess, kind of high from like Phoenix just going so well. And we were like, do we want to do what everybody else is doing? Or do we want to do something that continues to like escalate us and like separate us from, everybody else? And so it was a last minute change, but I wouldn't change a thing about it. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, let's talk about one more song that on the CP, and then a song called Search for You. And this is the most recent one, and also another great video, which also features our buddy Rich, right?
Yeah, from Inimical Drive, coincidentally
Rich.
enough.
Yeah, speaking of Inimical, Rich and his girlfriend Tara came down to Nashville for a couple of days and hung out with us, and they were gracious with their time to allow us to shoot them. Not literally, but I mean, we're from St. Louis, so like shooting means kind of a different term here or not. Anyway, they were gracious with their time, and they helped us out, and they did a tremendous job.
Time had run dry, the stars weren't aligned when our universe collided.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really, I feel it seems like people are really connecting to this one, especially having the video to go with it and kind of help tell the story a little bit better. You know, having having the visuals go with it all. But you guys are getting some good numbers on the YouTube and everything else already. So it seems that people are really responding to this one.
Yeah, it seems to be going over well. We were kind of afraid that the video might be a little too heavy, and for some it may be, but we wanted something that was not just not so rock starish, if that makes sense. Like we actively decided not to showcase any instruments or anything like that in this music video. We wanted it to be a full concept of which a lot of people have a love story, and that's essentially what it is. And we just wanted it to be real. We wanted it to be honest and open, and maybe talk about things that not everybody feels comfortable talking about. Maybe because they don't feel like they have a platform to talk about that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we aim to be honest and real and open, and you just take us for what we are. Yeah,
I agree. I think sometimes it's, I don't know. I've always relied on music to kind of say some of the things that I feel that I don't always have the words to say myself. Sometimes, you know, there's always like these songs that really like tell my story. And I don't know, that's always been some of my favorites. So I'm sure there's, that's the case for a lot of people, I think, where they're listening to this song and they can connect on that level, and that, you know, that you're sharing this a story that they relate to and stuff in many ways. So
it's great you say that. I've got a plaque in my den that says music is the literature of the heart. It commences where speech ends. So that you mentioned, that like music transcends language. It allows us to express ourselves and feel things that most times words just can't convey. So
yeah, like I come from a family of artistic people, and especially my mom, who's a writer. But for me, I translate my what I want to say through music rather than written words. Sometimes I still like to write, but that's definitely where music takes off for me. Is exactly what Corey said. It just, where my words fail me is where music, you know, saves me in a sense.
I think it's cool. Like, you know, it's cool to dress in all leather and do just this like really awesome rocker music video, right? But I think also being true to yourself is like knowing when to step back and allow yourself to do something different from what everybody else is doing. And Search for You is just something completely different that you don't see a lot of. It's not a story that is really told quite often. And it ended up resonating really well with people. I think that showing a vulnerable side, like, that's healthy. That's okay to do. So
yeah, for sure. Well, again, find all the tunes out there wherever you're getting your digital music at today, and and we have physicals, right? You have a couple physical copies.
Yeah, we don't have many left. So if you definitely want some, you know, come let us know. We have a form on lydiascastle.com that you can fill out if you're not able to come to one of our shows. We do sell them at our shows, and we're more than happy to sell them to you and ship them to you if you would like them.
Yeah. So the physical copies came out on May 7th. That was our EP release show. And then the digital copy is going to come out on June 3rd. So in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to stream it on all platforms. But if you do want a physical signed copy, like Cody said, lydiascastle.com, you can fill out a form there. We also have all of our merch, show tickets, our press kit, all of our music videos. It's really like a one-stop shop. So if you're looking for anything Lydia's Castle, you can find it on our website.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you did that too, because I know kind of people are getting away from it. Just that it's kind of, CDs are hard to justify sometimes anymore. But I'm a fan. I still like to collect physical merchandise, and so I have a whole collection of vinyl and CDs and all this stuff. So
yeah, true blue markets like, you know, record collecting, movie collecting, and all that stuff, I don't think that'll ever die. Now the audience might be a lot smaller than it once was, but if you put something out there, you're going to find somebody that's willing to support you and buy it
Right.
and help you forward. So, put it out there and see what happens. And it seems like it's doing really well.
I also feel like vinyl is the current standard of physical media these days. It's like went full circle from 70s and 80s, because now that, everything's digital and you don't really need to buy CDs anymore, which can get lost and scratched up. If someone actually wants to purchase like a physical piece of media, I feel like a lot of people go the collector's route and go with vinyl. Yeah, they're big and bulky, but there's so much you can package in there. It's a big piece of physical thing in your hands.
I just can't wait till we get back to 8-track and cassette tapes because I want to make a Lydia's Castle mixtape.
The cool thing about these CDs too, Shane, is there's a QR code in there. So if you were to buy the CD, even as a collectible, and let's say you wanted to play the CD in your car, but you don't have a CD player, there's a QR code inside of the liner notes that allows you to stream it digitally before everybody else.
All right.
So,
we definitely did something cool and extra with the CDs that make it worth people's while.
But you get exclusive content that you're not going to get from any other source. So it's definitely worth it to have it at least as a collectible. I mean, if you want to spend your money somewhere, at least spend it with a small business such as ourselves.
Yeah. I have a couple of questions I've been having fun asking. And since we got the whole group here, and I was thinking, like, what would be the day comes along, you have a Lydia's Castle box set of action figures. What would you guys like to see with your accessories to go with your action figure?
Man, I wish we were a lot cooler looking, like Kiss. That'd be awesome. Well, I got to have a stack behind me, so it's got to be a figurine with like a full Marshall stack. Maybe you can add like different pedals to my pedal board, or you can add different guitars. That's cool. So like you had to buy, all other guitars are sold separately, type of deal. I kind of like to capitalize on my figurine, but probably something like that. Just little things you can switch in and out on my action figure.
Sure.
It'd probably be the same for me. Honestly, we're both, guitar players in the sense of the object we, play. I don't know. Yeah. Basses sold separately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just some, I've got a weird personality. So maybe some weird objects, I can hold, like a potato or something.
Or a cat.
Or a cat. Yeah.
I like that. See Ellie.
Ellie sold separately.
What about you, John? What would be in your
Invisible Man?
The Invisible Man. That'll be John's figurine.
It's John. It's just an empty box.
It's like that. It's just the pedestal that the action figure goes on. There was that invisible statue that sold for millions of dollars. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah,
and he's the most expensive action figure.
Right.
Mine would be like hair color dyes.
Different wigs.
Yeah, or different wigs or something.
You know those life size, those doll heads that hair yours will just be a doll head. Just change the hair color.
Like, what hair color do you want to be today?
Right.
And it says it's blue, but really it comes out red. Like, all the colors are just red.
You never get what you expect.
Yep. That's it. Just go to lydiascastle.com. One-stop shop for everything.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Well, thank you, Shane. Thanks for having us on, and we appreciate you. And we'll be seeing you at the show here in a couple of weeks.